Hello, and welcome back to the AJF Design Studio channel. My name is Alana. I'm a freelance lettering artist and designer. Today's video is a special one because we're going to be creating our very own DIY holiday chalkboard sign. It makes great decor for your house, great gifts for friends and family. This video is perfect for people of all skill levels. So don't worry if you have no prior experience. All you need is some materials that I'm going to be sharing with you. Also will be linked in the description box below. Some will be affiliates. Thank you in advance for your support if you end up using one of my affiliate links. Without further delay, let's get into the project. So to kick things off, I'm starting out in Adobe Fresco. This is my preferred digital art program. It's similar to Procreate. You can use it on the iPad. You can use it on select Windows Surface tablets as well. And I have a whole bunch of videos, including a newly refreshed beginner's video that deep dives into all of its tools and features if you're interested in learning more about how the program works. But it's available for free and it's relatively easy to use. So this is where I am. This is where I've started roughing out my designs. I am on a 10-inch by 8-inch canvas. That is the measurement of the glass pane that's in my picture frame. So you don't have to measure edge to edge with the border of the frame, just measure the glass pane. That will give you an accurate measurement for your design. So I've got a few options here. This is basically how I start all creative projects, lettering projects. We start with some really rough sketches. So you can see my mind's sort of all over the place. Got this ribbon lettering idea with these nice tall letters here. I went like fully retro with this one, fun serifs, snowflakes everywhere. I'm kind of a fan of this one, honestly. This one, I really love. I'm a sucker for a flourish, okay? I love some script lettering. Got a little contrast here as well. And I just roughed in some illustrations, some places maybe we could add a little bit more details. And then just sort of a classic, you know, in the center, nice little arced word in the middle, happy. Holiday's nice and bold. And I added the year to this one as well, so it sort of differentiated a bit. And with the magic of editing, we're gonna have one of these chosen. Put in the comments down below which one you think I'll choose. And with the magic of editing, I went with number 3. So this ended up being the final design. Now, I could show you the whole process of creating this design, then the video would be twice as long. So this is where we're at. I'm fairly happy with this result. The cool thing also about chalkboard lettering is that this gives me a good idea. I've got good placement and, you know, structure for my design and letters, but I can still make changes on the fly as I'm doing my design on the chalkboard surface. So don't feel, you know, super locked in or like you have to do exactly what you have, but this will give us a good structure and basis for transferring our design. So next, we're going to take a look at our supplies and tools that we're going to be using in order to create and transfer our design to our chalkboard. So here I have laid out all of the supplies that we'll be using for this project. So starting from the left, we have our Sorrel transfer paper. Next to that, we have VersaChalk chalkboard contact paper. I have a ruler. At the top, I've got like a cloth. You could use that to clean your hands or just to sort of, you know, keep things tidy. I've got Q-tips on top of that. I have an old container that I've obviously used for paint. I just reuse it. We're going to be filling that with a little bit of water for this. I have a lead pencil. At the bottom, I have just a small piece of cardboard. We're going to be using that to rest our hand on while we work so that we don't smudge and destroy our work in the process. At the top right, we have our picture frame. This will end up becoming our chalkboard that we're going to be creating together. And then at the bottom, of course, our chalk markers. I've got mostly VersaChalk here, and I also have Deflecto. And the only thing that we do need that I have missing from here is some kind of hard card or squeegee to help you apply your contact paper. So for that, I'm going to use like an old laundry card. Next, we're going to take some of our supplies and use them to prepare our chalkboard. aka our picture frame. So now that we know what supplies we're going to need, let's get into actually creating our chalkboard. We're going to achieve this by using chalkboard contact paper. This contact paper is by a brand called VersaChalk. I've been using their stuff for a few years now, and this contact paper is great. What I so love about this is that it is lined with a grid on the back. So you know that your cuts and everything are going to be straight. I'm going to just roll this out and get our glass up on there. It's always nice if you can line it against at least one straight edge so you don't have to make that many cuts. I'm just going to take a normal pencil, lead pencil. You can use whatever you want. Just trace around the edge of your glass pane. Now I have my piece of contact paper cut to size. I'm just going to lay it over my glass pane and make sure that everything lines up to where I want it. So now, most important part, and perhaps the part that might intimidate people the most actually, is taking the contact paper and smoothly applying it to the glass pane. So we're gonna look at that together and do it together. So the back of this is just one giant sticker basically. So in my hand here, I have an old laundry card, basically just to act as my squeegee. I don't have an actual squeegee. Carefully peel back one corner. I'm going to line this corner up with my chalkboard, and I'm just going to make sure it's nice and secure. I'm gonna make any small adjustments. Feel like it's not lined up properly. Basically what I'm doing is with one hand, I'm pulling back the sticker from behind. Just kind of making those adjustments as needed. Slowly peeling it off and then squeegeeing down with my laundry card and getting those bubbles out. So next, we're going to be transferring our design onto our glass pane and our chalkboard paper. Here I have my artwork. I've just kind of folded over along the edges. Well, it looks pretty good. So now, this is where the magic happens. This is Sarl transfer paper. This basically is what's going to allow us to transfer our design onto our contact paper. On the side of the box, it comes in 5 colors: graphite, white, blue, yellow, red. I have yellow. All right, so I've just trimmed off some excess from the top. Basically, this has 2 sides. So it has this sort of dull side and then this punchier side that's going to transfer onto our chalkboard. And then on top of the transfer paper, I am going to put my design. I'm just basically feeling for the edges of my glass pane here. Now we're just going to trace over this, and like magic, you'll see your design appear. So now with my lead pencil, I'm using a lead pencil for this. I do not have the lead ejected. This is just using the nub end of the pencil. And I'm just dragging with light pressure across my design. to release that coloring. And depending on the complexity of your design, this could take a little bit of time. Because my letters have thickness, I'm gonna have to go over each edge. So that'll be fun. It'll just take me a little bit of time. Each time I lift the paper to check my design, I am keeping one hand sort of anchoring it in place so that my design does not shift while I work. So, sort of moving this over. And you can start to see it getting on there. So, pretty cool. That is the final transfer of this design. Please let me know in the comments below if you're enjoying this kind of more crafty style video. Next, we're gonna jump into coloring this. So for this, I have a general approach. I have filled up this old cottage cheese container that I've clearly used for so many paint projects. I've just filled it up with a little bit of water. I have a bunch of Q-tips here. This is great for just finely and carefully erasing. If you make mistakes or if you just sort of like want to carve out a line, Q-tips are your best friend. You just dip them in a little bit of water and they'll be great. And then most importantly, maybe I have this small piece of cardboard. I'm just gonna use this to rest my hand as I'm working so that I'm not smudging and slowly erasing the transfer with my arm. So that's gonna be for that. And I've just got like a little bit of contact paper cut out here and stuck on here just to do little swatch tests. I could also do that on the cardboard, but I feel like this will be a better reflection of like the colors that'll come out. I wanted to test the red and the green and see sort of what kind of vibrancy we're getting there before I put down the final colors. But with all that being said, let's start. If you have not opened your wet erase markers before, they'll have instructions somewhere on the packaging or on the markers themselves. Usually you are going to just need to push the tip down and shake. This one has like a chisel tip. It also says that there, so you'll kind of get not a blunt line. You can sort of get thicks and thins with the same marker. So that's kind of nice. So chalks are a bit different because they've got like this bullet tip. So you'll pretty much get a monoline no matter which way you do it. So definitely just different. See that it's like more watery when it's not all the way shaken up. I didn't realize I should put that one to the side so I don't grab that one accidentally. But yeah, basically you're just looking for a nice solid color. I'm definitely partial to just sort of standard chalkboard black and white. That's sort of the classic look. But like I mentioned, I'm gonna be adding a little bit of color into this. Okay, so we got the word holidays down. I am going to now take this and just flip it around. Feel free to use this little trick. I'm gonna do this in red. It might come out more pink, honestly, because, oh, that's kind of nice. And it's pretty dry. I'd say maybe it's been like 15 minutes or so, maybe 20. I only have this little tiny ruler. I don't remember, I don't know where I put my big ruler, but I'm going to slightly put this here. Resting this just on the outside of the mark. I'm just following that. Look at that, just gives you a nice juicy line there. The marker will leave a white edge on your ruler, so be careful because it'll be wet. You can just clean that off. The paper towel. Who thought I was going to forget the dot of the eye? Honestly, I almost did, and I forgot it for the entire thing until now, so it's okay. I will not say ye of little faith because it was chilling. It was chilling for a while. I think here I'm gonna do a little bit of jazz, a little bit of improvising before I do my cleaning up of this design. I think I'm just going to add additional dimensional line work here. So the VersaChalk marker, just dragging that along. Finish this off, we're just going to slowly and carefully lower our glass pane into our picture frame holder, set our design into our glass pane here, put the covering on the back. Oh, is that straight? All right. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Your very own beautiful, handmade holiday chalkboard sign. Thank you so much for watching this video and following along with our DIY project today. If you end up creating something using this tutorial, please tag me on Instagram. I would love to see what you're making. Let me know if you have any questions in a comment below. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Share with a friend who's into crafting and DIY, or maybe someone who you want to do this project with. Thank you so much, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.